Hey guys, so we're here back again with another review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Mattel Masters of the Universe Origins Mantenna. Now before we get into it here, let's first take a look-see at both the front and the back of the packaging. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now before we get into the meat and taters of this review, Mantenna does come with a mini comic, which is the same as the one from 2000X Skeletor, who I took a look at yesterday. Check that out if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it if you did. But as always, it does feature a cross-sell on the back with the rest of the figures from, I think it's Wave 9 of the MOTU Origins line. Of course, I have Mantenna himself, the 2000X He-Man, and Skeletor. Again, checked him out yesterday, as well as Pighead. Not sure about the Pighead, but I definitely want the 2000X He-Man. Let's go with the Skeletor. And as I always say, if you want a more in-depth look at the mini-comic, either get your own, or you could always check out my good buddy T-Biz's channel. He does go in-depth with the mini-comics more so than I, because who doesn't love to see a grown man struggle to read? That said, Mantenna also comes with trademark Horde crossbow. Press that little button there and it springs forward. Business as usual. And unlike business as usual, taking a closer look at Mantenna here, this figure, kind of surprised he is a basic release in the MOTU Origins line, because he doesn't have just one, not two, not three, but 4 freaking legs that are all fully articulated with the standard Origin style articulation. Talk about bang for your buck. If I didn't have so much nostalgia for the 2000X Skeletor, because as a kid I loved 2000X Skeletor, he was an idol of mine. Say what you will about that, I would have probably picked Mantenna here to be my Origins figure of the year, based off of bang for your buck. You get almost 2 figures in one here. It's crazy. And yet people are going to defend why the Darwin Marvel Legends figure is $26. I mean, come on. There's no comparison. That said, as far as his articulation goes, he still maintains all the standard Origins articulation on his top half as well. You can look up and down, tilt a little bit, hindered by his wide head. Look side to side. Shoulders can go out to the side, as much as the fins will allow. Forward and back. It's got a swivel at the elbow. Hinge at the elbow. Swivel at the wrist. Hinge at the wrist. A little bit hindered on this guy, but he doesn't really need that wrist hinge if I'm being honest. He's got the waist swivel. And all the legs can kick out, back down, forward, back, swivel at the knee, hinge at the knee, swivel at the boot, and a hinge at the foot with a rocker, as well as peg holes on the bottom of every foot. But you don't need that. You don't need a stand for this guy. He can stand just fine on his own, because he's got 4 freaking legs. It's like a tripod on a camera. Has no problem standing up. And I love that. That is freaking awesome. A very nice update to a classic member of the Evil Horde, which, what in the Sam hell is this guy supposed to be? I mean, Grizzlor kind of got a Wolfman vibe going on, you know? Leech has a Creature of the Black Lagoon vibe going on. Hordak, a Dracula vibe going on. What the hell is this guy? The Metaluna Mutant? Or some shit? They even got a freaking mummy guy that's a member of the Evil Horde. I think his name is Rap Trap. Super 7 did a figure of him a while ago. Maybe we'll get him in this line. I hope so. That would be really cool. But yeah, somebody tell me what the hell this guy's supposed to be. Some weird fish alien goblin creature? Some arachnid creature? I don't know. He's very, very bizarre. That said, if you hadn't noticed, he's got a big ruddy lever sticking out the back of his head. and that is to recreate the feature of the vintage figure where you pull down the lever and his eyes pop up. Woo! 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 Gotta love that. This is the face he makes when he gets A, kicked right in the crotch, or B, walks in on his significant other having relations with the mailman. So, take that for what it's worth. But really fun feature. Works great. Much better than the vintage version, which had a tendency to get stuck. Not quite sure why that is. I've never tried to lubricate that with some soap, because I do have, much like Grizzlor, I do have a vintage figure of this guy, but it is in storage. So, is this therapeutic for anyone else but me right now? Probably not. I'll stop. But yeah, really fun figure, man. Definitely one of the best origins of the year. It's pattern this week. These evil horde characters, they're just doing it for me. Just doing it for me. So giving him his crossbow here. Setting him back. Awesome figure. If you don't have this guy yet, you need him. He's a key member of the evil horde. A bit surprised by the back of the box, too. It says he shoots like lightning from his eyes. Would have liked an effect piece, but again, this guy was a $15, $20 release and not a $20 to $25 release. So, can't complain, right? So, with that being said, let's now move on and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is Mantenna alongside a couple other members from the Evil Horde. Grizzlor, who we did take a look at the other day. Check that out if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it if you did. As well as the Deluxe Leech, who I neglected to mention in the Grizzlor video from the other day, was actually a deluxe release and not a standard mainline release, but most eagle-eye viewers of the channel could probably figure that out judging by the alternate head and hands he's rocking, so there is that, I suppose. But if I am being 100% honest, the Evil Horde is by far my second favorite team in all of Masters. Second to Skeletor and his Evil Warriors, because they're my boys and I love them to death. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. But much like I said before in the Grizzlor video from the other day, I do love the Universal Monsters vibe that the Evil Horde evokes. Grizzlor is a quasi-wolfman, Leech is a quasi-creature of the Black Lagoon, Hordak is Dracula. You could even argue that Mosquitor is a bit like the Fly. What the hell is Mantenna, you might ask? I don't know, but he's pretty badass in my opinion. And last, but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus, 11th spawn, and as usual, towers over everyone. So with that being said, time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and while good old Mantenna here may not be my #1 favorite MOTU Origins figure of 2022, that accolade goes to the 2000X Skeletor, who I took a look at yesterday. Check that out if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it if you did. And if I'm being quite honest, I don't think I like this guy quite as much as my boy Apple. But at the end of the day, this is still a really solid addition to the MOTU Origins line. I do really love this figure. I think you're getting a lot of bang for your buck here. I mean, it's almost like you're getting two figures in one for the standard basic figure price point. What more do I need to say to sell you on this figure? If you haven't bought this guy yet, you are missing out on a lot of fun. I got this guy relatively early. I got him back in the summer, whereas the 2000X Skeletor, I got him within the past month, and I gotta tell you, these figures just seem to be getting better and better. Maybe the paint could be a little bit better. I know some people have had some blemishes here and there. Luckily, I haven't noticed anything wrong with mine as far as that goes, and no insane quality control issues like broken joints or loose joints or jacked up joints or anything like that. So I do think Mattel has listened to our pissing, moaning, whining, and bitching, for lack of a better term, and is striving to make this line better and better. And that's all I want from any toy company. I don't know what Hasbro's smoking, but they sure as hell ain't listening to us. At least not the guys in charge. That's for sure. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you are so inclined, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. If you haven't already, please hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions. But as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is, especially when you can buy a figure that's awesome like this guy for like less than 20 bucks, but yet some repainted bullshit from 2015 with 0 accessories is almost $30. You know exactly who I'm talking about. You know damn well who I'm talking about, in fact. But with that being said, until next time, I'll catch you guys later.